bring alive a new book by Peggy van Hulsteyn, and it's called The Kitten Invasion, and her illustrator is here, Jacqueline Rudolph. The Kitten Invasion. Life has a way of keeping a lovely, accomplished cat like me humble. I hate humble. Remember, my name is vanity, not humility. It is well known that we cats have an acute sense of our magnificence. We were worshipped as gods in ancient Egypt, and in my mind, Cleopatra's deities we remain. How could we not be revered, especially if you look at our competition? Dumb as doorknobs, dogs, and harebrained humans. Not only am I a member of the most elegant species, but I am a calico to boot. And if any of you, feline or human, know that the calico's nature most perfectly formed and exquisite feline, has no option but to be self-admiring. We just look into a mirror or lake and fall in love with our image all over again. There is no choice. We are perfection. My beauty is like a sacred cloak. It stops people dead in their tracks, which certainly helps in my work as a crime fighter. My sparkling good looks are matched with a dazzling intelligence. This irresistible combination has made me an icon and a legend. You would have to have been kidnapped by aliens if you don't know who I am. I am a regular on Au Pair and write a monthly column for Vanity Fair, Catmopolitan, and Good Mousekeeping. Being in the spotlight takes its toll. As much as my adoring public misses me, I need my privacy. What better place to get away from it all for a long summer, sun-drenched nap than the solar Southwest? So declining the thrill-seeking life of the glittery of New York or Los Angeles, I have chosen to spend my day-to-day existence in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Domain of clear skies, darting lizards, and 300 days of sunshine a year. Truly, the cat's cradle of civilization. I grace the home of two rightfully grateful humans named Mickey and Larry, who, realizing their good fortune, have indulged me to the max, fawning over my beauty and feeding me only the finest of delicacies. This is the life, at least it was. It was an unexpectedly dark day for your fearless heroine when two shadowy characters arrived and threw my world asunder. The morning began in a very normal and lovely way. I woke late and ate a light breakfast. Then, having bathed my exquisite physique for a full hour, I lounged in the living room's premier sunny spot, languidly wondering when my humans would be returning from their birding trip to Bosque del Apache National Wildlife Refuge to give me my daily dose of snacks and adoration. Once they caught sight of me, newly cleaned and shimmering in the sunlight, or what, I just lost it. They would surely cry out regrets they had ever left. Tearfully confessing no natural attraction or wildlife in the world could compete with my splendor. My satisfying reverie was interrupted by the front door crashing open and an excited hubbub as my humans tumbled into the house. They were uttering the expected shouts of love and admiration and seemed to have lost all composure. However, after a few minutes passed and they still hadn't settled down to gaze at me in wonder and stroke my coat of many colors, I realized something was amiss. They kept milling around each other, taking turns to behold a covered picnic basket they had lugged inside, which must be the conveyor of my treats. I perked up my ears to catch their conversation.
Oh, Vanity, you're going to love them. They're just the sweetest, most delicious things.
Delicious? In a picnic basket? Birds for breakfast, perhaps? This sounded promising. Knowing I possessed the nuanced palate of the most discriminating connoisseur, it seems my devoted humans had found some rare and scrumptious delight for my enjoyment. Perhaps a young quail or a pheasant plucked from the wilds of the Bosque de l'Apache? My stomach rumbled heartily at the thought as I mentally sharpened my forks and knives and rose and pranced over to the basket to survey my feast, only to draw back in a horrified hiss. Oh, dear reader, I would like to tell you that lurking there in the depths of the basket was a clutch of rattlesnakes or a swarm of black widows. Such venomous creatures are no match for my wit and skill and could be reasoned with or dispatched within seconds. But it was worse, far worse than that. With a growing sense of dread, I knew that within the basket lay the makings of my ruin. But Vanity is no coward. Breathing deeply, I steeled myself and inched back to look again into 4 luminous green eyes staring back at me.
Hiya!
Came a lisp from the shadows. One of the humans reached inside and pulled them out so I could see it all. I almost fainted. Kittens. They were kittens. 2 tiny, scruffy Russian blues, all cow-licked fur and beaming eyes. Reeling from the shock, I could barely comprehend the details of the stories my humans eagerly told. I gathered that they had found the 2 adorable monsters dumped on the side of the road in the Bosque de l'Apache, that they were orphaned and cruelly abandoned, and now everything was a big happy ever after because they were going to come and live with us, and I would be their big sister. I gasped and tottered on tiny feet. Oh, my stars! It was unthinkable. I may be stunning, stylish, and elegant, but let's face facts. The cutest of cats doesn't hold a candle to kittens. Everyone with a set of eyeballs know that kittens are cuter than anything in the universe. In the world of theater, renowned thespian such as Lyon L. Barrymore refused to be on the same stage as kittens. Now, in my very own home, my one-time castle, I was to play second fiddle to these miserable scene stealers. And boy, howdy, did these little Russian blue kittens ever know how to play to the crowd. It's as if they were born in a trunk on Broadway. They stumbled uncertainly when my humans set them down, looking about with eyes as big as saucers and mewing plaintively. I could almost tell they had that wonderful actor's ability to be adorable and playful with just a soupçon of sadness, a hint of tragedy. Next to this petite brother and sister act, I look like a lumbering lummox, unnecessarily large and glute-like. It all happened so quickly, I hardly knew what hit me. The once sensible humans I owned were utterly transformed. It seems exposure to these frisky, frolicking furballs, intruders, had turned their once sharp minds into kumquats. I stood apart from the maelstrom, hoping it would eventually die down. But no, it only got worse. My two-leggeds appear to be reenacting Ophelia's mad scene. One would hope, if they were perusing their Shakespeare, they might have come across this appropriate quote from Hamlet, the bard's finest play.
Father warns creatures like these ill-mannered kittens. Neither a borrower nor a lender be, for loan oft loses both itself and friend.
Apparently not. They were letting the kittens borrow all my favorite items, to wit, my one-of-a-kind Georgia O'Keeffe daybed, a chaise lounge fit for a queen, my very own personal secret sunspot, no longer a secret, my special salmon enchiladas, and my tempting tuna tartare. Was nothing sacred? I was not amused. I had stood aside to see these two hyperactive hooligans ransack my castle, sabotage my life. Well, two could play this game. If my humans were going to give away my prized possessions, I could give away the kittens.